Hello.
What's up?
What's up, Taylor?
What's up?
Ooh,
Outdoor Zoom. What a power move.
We were just talking about this. Is this unprofessional? I'm in my I'm like at home with my family, and everyone is in a room on some kind of call right now. And I'm the only one who has to like swear and shit. But I'm out back with all my fucking neighbors. Like everyone else is like talking about business. And, what should we do with this numbers? I don't know, business shit.
mathematics, money.
And I'm gonna be out here on a fucking podcast, but whatever.
That's hilarious. They're like, we have real jobs, so if you can just go to the shed.
Well,
I think it looks great. Is it just the only thing I'd be worried about is wind?
Wind, it hasn't. We just kind of did the regular episode out here. No one brought it up.
Okay.
So far, so good. We'll let you know. But I like you getting some sun. I like it.
Yeah, I need a fucking shit.
I do have a mic. That's why I have these shitty headphones in, because these are the only ones that plug into it. But hopefully that sounds okay.
I would, yeah. That's not a problem here. Congratulations. I just read that you are the youngest female ever. And if it wasn't for Bo Burnham being a fucking savant, you'd be the youngest person ever to have a Netflix special.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah. Oh, is that true? Oh, could be.
Where did you read that?
Bo Burnham had a special at 23, which is just crazy. And you are, in fact, the youngest female. So congratulations.
I'll take it. Thank you. Right? Yeah, I think Bo Burnham and I think Eddie Murphy was like 21, wasn't he?
Well, I think this was like Netflix special. So.
Oh, Netflix specials. Was this like a list? Did I miss it? Or is this just something my PR people sent?
Where do we find this, Nick? My producer dug it up right before we started.
This is in the deck. They're like, it's from an interview you did. I know there was a radio host who asked me that on like one of these like radio mornings where you just call like 50 people in a row who was like, you're like the youngest person. And I was like, hey, I think Bo Burnham and Eddie Murphy. And he was like, well, besides, I was like, Pete Davidson, I think might be my age. As well.
Listen, haven't you learned, if anything, you just fucking say it and it just becomes true?
Right. I'm like, I heard Pete Davidson's actually 47.
Right. He's dead. He's gone. Who cares?
So I don't know.
No, the special was great though. And I've been loving the quarantine content coming out with you and Sam. Although I got to admit, I'm pretty sure your life right now would be my nightmare. Like new relationship, forced to stay together at all times, in the same industry, a competitive industry, and you're living your lives like very publicly. How have you not killed each other yet?
Oh my gosh. I mean, well, first off, are we recording?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're all good.
Okay, cool. All right. That affects my answer. No, I'm joking. You know what? It's so funny because he was visiting when everything kind of went to shit. And it was like, are you going to go back to New York? Are we both going to go to New York? Are you going to stay here and wait it out? And at that point we thought it was going to be a month, and now it's turning into, who even knows? I mean, LA is going to extend the stay-at-home order until August, I believe. Right. So LA and New York are both not great, but I was very much like, I mean, my place is a little bigger and LA has nicer weather, and it might be easier.
My special was on Netflix. Yours was on YouTube. Let's stay in my place.
Not at all. Are you kidding me? He's a much better comic than I am. So I couldn't pull rank at all. If we were going by who the best comic was, we'd be in New York right now. But I was like, my apartment has a small balcony. Yeah, we had been dating like five, maybe just under 6 months. So it was really soon. I mean, now we're like at 8, and it's honestly been great. Like I think we still argue less in quarantine than we did being long distance, because long distance is just insanely hard. Like,
it's a bitch.
I mean, people are used to.
I disagree. I every time someone brings that up, I strongly disagree. I think
really.
Because I think it's like when you see each other, it's like, I mean, like, I'm not the first person ever to say this about long distance relationships, but like when you see each other, it's like vacation and you're dating again, and then you just get to do your own shit. And it's pretty nice. I've been in a long distance relationship for 2 years now.
I mean, well, yeah, especially with you guys both having like big stand-up careers where you're trying to get sets like every single night. Isn't it kind of nice to be like, we couldn't even see each other if we wanted to, so I'm just going to go work?
I mean, this is the thing. We've never been with anyone we've dated for this long because we're on the road every weekend. Right. So even when I lived with somebody before, I saw them, Monday through Wednesday. And even when he'd like go on the road with me or something and we'd spend a week or two together, you're not spending every second together in the same place. So except for like my daily walk, we're together. And I didn't have much hesitation about it because when you're long distance and you do see each other, you are living together when you see each other. There's not really like, okay, I'll come to New York and I'll get a hotel and you'll come to LA and you'll get a hotel and we'll see each other, for coffee for our second date.
Like it's 72 hours straight together for the weekend.
Yeah, right. You're still taking long showers for poops kind of deal.
Right. Exactly. Right. And now we're like, doors open, babe. But I really lucked out in that just we are very much like best friends. We like hanging out and this is like the only situation where we would have found out we work well together in a professional sense. Cause like I was not going to be this public with him. Neither of us we're going to do that before this happened. And now we're like the most public. Like we started a podcast that's essentially just a couple's Instagram account. Like it is
the bold move, Taylor. It's a bold move. Like it's funny. So it works. But would you have ever thought of yourself as like, I'm going to make a couple's account and do like a couple's podcast?
No, never. And I don't think he would have.
Right.
Yeah, he would be, I think, even less likely to have done something like that.
I think he came on the podcast like right before, at least very close to before quarantine started. And I think he said I have a girlfriend who was a comic, but I don't know if you guys were public at that time, or at least like public enough to say it on a podcast. He was like, it wasn't like, oh, my girl. It was like, I have a girlfriend, she's a comic. It seemed like he was like just kind of downplaying, which is the exact opposite of what happened a couple of weeks later at most.
Right, exactly. I mean, he probably came on when his came out, and when his came out in mid to late February, that was the first time I posted anything about him, and I posted a picture that could have been us just hanging out as friends.
Right.
So it wasn't super clear. And then when mine came out March 3rd, he posted like a funny photo set of me sleeping, which is like,
I think that was right after he came in. Like, I think the next day we were like, wait, is he dating Taylor Tomlinson? Because he had mentioned comic, but you had a funny tweet kind of about it where I forget what the first thing you wouldn't do is. You were like, I wouldn't do something with my boyfriend, but I would go on the Today Show with him.
Right. Yeah. I think it was, I've developed very weird standards for this pandemic. Like I refuse to do Zoom stand-up shows, but I will go on the Today Show with my new boyfriend.
I don't get the idea. I get the idea. I understand it. You're trying to come up with like a new way to do things, but it's just called a podcast, right? Just do a podcast and don't call it a virtual stand-up or whatever. Just say I have a podcast.
Right. But I think the difference is they have like
scripted.
They have audiences, on the live Zoom.
Oh, all right.
Actually watch you do stand-up.
Oh, okay. That's crazy.
I know.
That is lunacy. That's lunacy. I would never, ever. I mean, I'm not even a comic, but I could never do that.
Wait, can the crowd talk? Like, can you hear them laughing?
I think people are still trying to iron out the kinks. The people that I've talked to, some of them allow the crowd to laugh so you can hear them on the Zoom. It's obviously like a delayed laughter, but it's there. And then I think what a lot of people are doing is they're kind of just like designating the producers of the show or some of their friends as the laughers.
Oh my God.
So you don't get any crazies like trying to heckle you on a Zoom show.
I was going to say, like, hecklers are hard enough in a comedy based where they look you in the face. I can imagine like just opening a Zoom call up to the world. It's just like, you can hear the N-word a lot. You hear a lot of really bad things.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like everyone's reps are trying to get them to do stuff on Zoom, like shows and whatnot and content. And I'm kind of like, how do we vet these people coming into these Zoom shows? And they're like, well, we can mute them if they start being, inappropriate, or we can kick them out. I'm like, yeah, but they have to do something crazy first.
Right. You're kind of like, I guess you could say that about a comedy club, right? Like you could run up on stage any night. Like it seems a little bit easier, like you said, to just do it over the computer. But I guess you could make that argument. I can't imagine doing that though. Good on you for not like caving to that. Because
is there any chance you do cave? Because there's a lot of things I won't do, like join TikTok, and then in 3 months, guess who's on fucking TikTok?
Yeah, right.
Dude, I got my name on TikTok. I just got like Taylor Tomlinson comedy back in February or January. And I was like, I'm not doing TikTok. And now like I have a full stand-up library on my TikTok. And I'm like, okay, all right.
You have to.
I feel like we do that with everything new. We're like, this sucks. Never. This is garbage. And then in 3 months, everyone's like, all right, I'll give it a try. We'll see what it's about.
100%.
The main reason I can't wait to one day die is the sweet release of not having to download another social media app. Like, just take me now, Jesus. I don't want to download whatever's after TikTok. How many can we do? Like for the next 20 years, are we just going to keep downloading them? Is there a limit? Is it finite? I can't do it.
You get to heaven. He's like, so first off, we're going to need you to hop on GodGram and create a username.
You know what? I'm happy you said that because I know part of your special was that you used to be pretty crazy religious, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And would you say that you're not now, or that you've just kind of lessened it, or like, are you totally out on it, or just like not crazy about it, or where do you stand now?
I would say I'm not religious. I don't really have an opinion on all of that I am sure about. I think I'm one of those people who, I guess, agnostic, where you're just like, I don't know. I would love it if there was something.
Are you mad at like, I don't know, you for a lot of your life, you were like following rules and doing shit that's probably not the best. And now you're kind of like, wait a minute, I don't believe in any of this. Like, was that a waste of time? Why'd you do that? Why'd you raise me that way? You have any feelings like that?
I think I had some anger when I was younger, and I was dealing with a lot of like the abstinence only education guilt. I think that was probably the most anger I had. Other than that, I think I've been mostly just sad that I don't feel that way, because my entire family is very religious. Mm-hmm. And I just wish I was like in there, because it would just be easier. Right. And it was difficult to come to that conclusion that I wasn't that. But yeah, it's not even like I'm like, this is bullshit, I don't believe it. I'm just like, I don't know. And it made me uncomfortable going to a place every week where they were like, we're sure. And I'm like, are we though? Because I feel like nobody knows. And there's a lot of...
might be the most rational take of all time. And the fact that you even have to like, well, it's like, yeah, no fucking kidding. None of us know.
Last week, we talked about on the show, we had a question here about the devil. Okay. And now the devil, and you, these are honestly got questions, because I went to Catholic high school, but I haven't really paid much attention then or now. But the devil's job is to like sow chaos on earth, right?
Uh-huh.
So we saw, it was on Reddit, I think, where it's like, why doesn't the devil just make hell awesome? And then we'd all want to cause chaos up here. And therefore he wins.
Think about it. Maybe
he's such a great angel. He should have thought of that, right?
You guys are like the devil's PR department.
Yes. And that's the problem.
That's what we said. We said he's got bad PR.
Jesus and God and Catholicism is a fucking social media machine. They're 1 billion strong, and the devil has like a Twitter account with like 250 followers. That's it.
God's got the New York Times best-selling book. He's right. So, and we even talked about the Church of Satan's got a great Twitter account, but just it doesn't get as much publicity as the Pope's.
I'm telling you.
I know the Pope's Twitter handle. I don't know anyone else's handle. I know Pontifex, though.
You're like, Satan, baby, you have everything going for you, all right? You're just as good as Jesus. You always have been, but you refuse to play the game. That's your problem. That's why you need us, all right? We'll play the game for you. You just show up in the horns and the tail, pitchfork. We love that.
You be the face. I'll run behind the scenes, dude. Come on. I think it's genius. I think it's
all he needs. The devil just needs like a sleazy agent. He needs like an Ari Gold, and he'd be popping. Catholicism would be dead. It's a wrap.
I mean, I assume you guys are pitching this
well,
everywhere.
This is basically the new crusade in my mind. Yes.
This is your quarantine project.
Right.
This pilot.
I am now a religious zealot, basically. So, welcome to the New World Order.
Just for the bad guys. I'll
Yeah.
up. I don't care. I don't have loyalties. I just got a bank account.
You guys should do a pilot where you are your fallen PR agents, where you used to handle God's PR, and then he fires you for somebody else, and so you go to hell, and you're like, look, we made Jesus.
Right.
The cross thing, that was us.
Yes. You think that's just it? Love it. What a fucking idea. I'm taking that. We're running to the back.
They wanted to sit him on a pole. We were like, no, that's not going to play well. Think about how that looks on a back tattoo. It makes no sense.
Back tattoo.
I love it. I saw.
It's a great idea. I'm sorry. That's so good. Like, we told him to get ripped before they crucified him. He was scrawny. You should have seen
arrows.
him.
You have to get those arrows before you get up there on the cross, man. The baby's gonna love it.
Imagine Jesus up there with a fucking wine belly.
Look, you're not going to get a swimmer's body walking on water, Jesus. Okay, you want this.
Like, you think I wanted to wash their feet? My fucking PR team made me do that. I didn't want to touch the lepers. I didn't even like Lazarus. I'm just doing this for fucking PR stunts. Give me a break.
Oh my God, letting a prostitute wash your feet is absolutely the PR equivalent of paying a TikTok star to like use your sound.
Absolutely. 100%. Just pimping yourself out. Unbelievable. I saw your take about on the movie podcast saying, I love this because I've always thought this, that The Prestige and The Illusionist, is it right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Came out the same way Friends with Benefits and No Strings Attached did. So which of those two movies do you think are superior?
Oh, I mean, The Prestige, obviously, and No Strings Attached, without a doubt.
Wait, which one's No Strings Attached?
The one with Natalie Portman.
It's so much better.
It's so much better.
Friends with Benefits just has the JT Mila Kunis appeal.
But that's a big appeal.
Is so much better for no.
I know, but as a movie, the period mix.
Yeah.
When
I
forget the gay roommate's name, but he's sitting there stuck.
Guy Branum.
With the red velvet cupcakes. I can't blame it. It's unbelievable.
Her friends. Oh, go ahead.
That movie reminds me a lot of the show Normal People, in the sense that I haven't probably Normal People back to No Strings Attached. There haven't been as many times where I wanted to jump through the screen and grab the actors and be like, just tell them how you feel. Just do it. Just do it right now. Be honest with them. And those two movies, or movie and show, are the two times where I felt that the strongest. It's not even close. Look, I love JT. I love Kunis. It's not even close.
It's not even close. I mean, her friend, Natalie Portman's friends in that movie are Greta Gerwig, Mindy Kaling, and Guy Branum. Like, it's just better.
The cast is probably a big check for that column. Yeah, I agree.
The dialogue in so many the dialogue when her boyfriend becomes the villain is so good. When he's like, "You're the guy she has fun with. I'm the guy she marries." I was like, "Oh no, I hate him." I thought he was just a regular guy. No, I hate his guts. He's the worst. It's all so well done. It's an incredibly written movie. Incredibly written.
It's so good because it's also like kind of true. There is the guy you have fun with and the guy you marry.
No doubt.
And so it's even meaner because you're like,
I mean, some of those cliches are the truest things in the world, and it is tough to swallow when you learn that that's real. You know, it's like the nice guy finishes last, the douchebag gets the promotion. Like those things are real.
Yeah.
If you look at me, I'm not the guy you married. But,
you're like, I'm the long distance relationship guy.
So you got the movie podcast.
Has there been a movie that Sam made you watch and you're just like, I can't believe you made me watch this?
Yeah, the third episode, we started by going, we're going to watch Ace Ventura. And then we come back going, we gave up on Ace Ventura. I watched 30 minutes of it. By the way, I wanted to like it. I got really high beforehand to give it every fighting chance.
Yeah.
And I got 30 minutes in. I did not laugh once. And he just paused it and goes, if you don't like it, maybe we should just watch like Back to School because it's just more of this. And I was like, yeah.
I don't know what it is. There was that period of time, if you're my age, Jim Carrey could do no wrong. And it was just like tears. And then I don't know if it holds up. I don't know.
It was a sketch. It was a sketch that they stretched into a movie is how I felt about it.
Right.
I made the mistake once of making my girlfriend watch a movie that was dear to my heart. And it was Miracle, the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team. Right. And
listen, Taylor, this gets important. Listen,
I played hockey when I was younger, and like I had a lot of fun hockey stories with my dad. So the movie always gets me emotional. And I was weeping in bed watching it, like not crying, weeping, and I was shirtless, so I didn't have anything to wipe my tears on. So I was just like wiping on my arm, trying to hide my tears. Broke up the next day, and like it was coming anyway, but I have a sneaking suspicion it was pretty heavily influenced by that scene. The adult man, fucking fat and idiot in bed, just crying at hockey movies. It was. I'll never open my heart again.
That is so funny and so sad. Yeah, Whitney Cummings has that old bit about seeing a guy trip and immediately falling out of love with him. It's just like that, being that weak. She's just like, I don't respect you anymore. Sobbing at Miracle.
It was,
but you know what? There are women who would love that shit.
No, that's the thing. It's all or nothing. That's either like, oh my God, I'm gonna marry you, or it's like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, no, this girl wore leather jackets, so she wasn't in the corner.
You got to find someone who wears pleather. Like I wear pleather jackets, and I would have been like, oh, Miracle is touching.
Leather with like a lot of zippers, holes in her jeans. I'm surprised she didn't beat me up for it. Like, be a little girl.
Well, you're killing it right now, Taylor. I don't know what's even next? Like, you don't want to get complacent, but it's also been a fucking monster year for you, huh?
I mean, it was gonna be.
Yeah, I guess, right?
I shouldn't complain because, like, I've seen, like, for example, like Moses Storm, who's really, really funny, was supposed to film his HBO special on May 9th a few days ago, and he posted about it. And I was like, dude, that sucks. Like, I'm so lucky that I got to film mine and that it got out when it did. And I mean, people keep telling me like, this is the best time to have a special because everyone's at home watching Netflix. And I'm kind of like, I think people were watching Netflix before, but sure.
Well, I definitely think getting it out right now is good. But I think like, if you didn't get your special recorded, like, will your comedy be stale? Do you have to write new Corona material when you do film the special? Will the jokes you were making be okay? If like, it's such bad luck if you were just about to film compared to,
it's so heartbreaking. I feel so bad for anybody in that position who like just booked a show or just got a special and then everything went on pause. Like, it sucks. And, Sam and I are in a good position where we both had specials come out right before this and are available and that we can keep promoting during this while also, doing all these podcasts and doing like more online content. And it's frustrating. And it just feels like right now, all you can do is build up your audience online. And I mean, live touring will come back eventually. We just don't know when. And it's been really hard not knowing when, because like we're pure stand-ups. Like, that's what we want to do. We don't care about doing.
You're all fucking freaks. And I feel like if you don't get your fix on stage, I don't know what's going to happen. You're maniacs.
Yeah, no, we're nuts. I mean, Sam's been doing this funny series where he tries out topical jokes on his mom.
So good. That is actually one of the few things that I think works, because his mom is just as funny as like the audience needs to be. And they've got that Jewish mother-son dynamic that is just fucking gold. So that I approve. I love that.
Yeah, it's so good. But again, if you're not willing to do these Zoom shows, and I know people doing these Zoom shows who are like, I feel great after a Zoom show. You can hear people laughing. And it's like, it's just not the same. Nothing's going to be the same. And even if and when comedy clubs open back up and everybody's like, I mean, it's already happening. There are clubs open in certain states where tables are just really spread out and they're at like 30% capacity or something, that's going to be different, but it'll be better than a Zoom show.
Right.
It won't be safer. So, you're just trying as best you can to pivot and be funny in different ways and retain an audience and keep connecting with fans through all of this, so that when we are able to go back to work in the way that we're used to and we would like to, there are people who want to come out to see us. So
it's like, you can never predict something like this, but the idea of there's always like diversify and don't put all your eggs in one basket is always a good lesson. Because if you just did stand up and you didn't do a podcast, you don't have social media, you're shit out of luck. So good on you for keeping grinding and loving all the content, and congrats on all the success. And hopefully you're back on stage soon.
Thanks, man. Thanks for watching the special. That means a lot. And I can't wait to see your Satan show.
Yeah, the Satan show. Buckle up. Buckle up. We got a hit on our hands.
You really do. You got to pitch that. It's so funny.
All right. Say hi to Sam for us, all right?
I will. Thanks, guys.
See ya.